Hey guys, Skip is out today, so I got the only co-host that I could afford. Parker,
Hi.
take it away.
Hi, you're on a 14 step.
14-step podcast. What are we going to talk about today, Parker? Candy?
Yeah.
What kind of candy is better? Watermelon flavor or cherry flavor?
Watermelon.
Watermelon flavor. Why is that?
It just tastes like a regular watermelon, which is my favorite kind of fruit.
Do you think that people can eat too much candy?
No.
No?
No.
What's too... Do you think people should eat candy all day?
No.
Why not? Why not?
Because they would get too much cavities.
Too much cavities, I see. So if you eat too much candy, you get cavities, guys. Remember that. All right, you're on the 14th Step, a podcast about addiction and recovery. My name is Mark. I'm a professional counselor and a recovering addict.
Hi, my name is Skip, and I am a recovering addict and a recovery coach.
This is Dad Joke Podcast today.
Part D.
I haven't looked at these yet, so I'm coming in cold.
All right, we're going to read a couple of these and then do this. You ready?
I'm ready.
All right.
I'm not going to laugh.
I spent the last 2 years in rehab for my Phil Collins addiction.
Okay.
I did it against all odds. Just take a look at me now.
I used to have a job transporting addicts to the nearby rehab clinic.
Uh-huh.
But I got fired because too many of my passengers fell off the wagon.
Okay. A Russian walks into an alcohol rehab facility. Wait, what?
Russian. No Russians in rehab.
No. They like their vodka.
That's a good accent right there.
It is.
Why did Mr. Pibb go see Dr. Pepper at rehab? Because he was addicted to Coke. I mean, it checks out.
If you've ever seen a troll eat a fairy, it's either time for rehab or you're on Reddit.
I've seen that on Reddit.
Okay, this is the last one. You get in with a bang.
An alcoholic, a meth user, and a prostitute are all in one car. Who's driving? The police.
Don't stand so
I was
close
going to
to
say.
Get it?
The band.
All right. We're going to do it just for today?
Yeah, are we going to jump into this? I don't have it. I've got it on my phone.
Sure, I can edit some of this. We're going to look this up. Ready?
Yeah. Hang on. I got it right here.
Okay, go ahead.
All right. Just for today, meditation for April 7th. It's called The Value of the Past. Oh, this is tiny. This firsthand experience in all phases of illness and recovery is unparalleled therapeutic value. We are here to share it freely with any addict who wants to recover. That's from the basic text, page 10. Most of us came into the program with some serious regrets. We had never finished high school, or we had missed going to college. We had destroyed friendships and marriages. We had lost jobs, and we knew that we couldn't change any of it. We may have thought that we'd always be regretful and simply have to find a way to live with our regrets. On the contrary, we find that our past represents an untapped gold mine the first time we are called on to share it with a struggling newcomer. As we listen to someone share their fifth step with us, we can give a special form of comfort that no one else could provide, our own experience. We've done the same things. We've had the same feelings of shame and remorse. We've suffered in the ways only an addict can suffer. We can relate, and so can they. Our past is valuable, in fact priceless, because we can use all of it to help the addict who still suffers. Our higher power can work through us when we share our past. That possibility is why we are here, and its fulfillment is the most important goal we have to accomplish. Just for today, I no longer regret my past because with it I can share with other addicts, perhaps averting the pain or even death of another.
Very good. And so true.
It is.
I think that that is the ultimate way in longevity for me to think about staying in recovery for the rest of my life is using my experiences as a tool to help other people.
Yeah.
And everybody's story is different, as we always know, but there's always a grain of commonality that runs through everybody's story, especially when you go to a meeting, and that is tremendously helpful. And, you know, I think it also makes you, the more you speak it, some of the stuff that you held inside, and the more you talk about your past, the more it just sheds light on it, and it disinfects it and just makes it to where it's not so bad anymore. When you keep it deep down and hide it, it stays bad.
I think that guilt and shame are some of the common threads that run through everyone's experience, regardless of where you've come from, or what kind of family you were born into or whatever. I think addiction for everyone is kind of this snowball of regret that once you start using and you start hiding it and you start doing things that you normally wouldn't do, and then that guilt and shame kind of builds.
Yep.
And then you use over it.
That's it.
And then you end up doing more things. Like that becomes this overbearing weight that we carry around.
It's like exponential interest on money.
It is.
The more you get, the more interest you get. The more interest you get, the bigger the nest egg gets. So the more it exponentially gets bigger, and that's what trauma and shame, and that's exactly what it does.
And how do you make peace with that other than using it for good?
That's it.
That's how, like what you said, that's how you kind of cleanse yourself of some of that stuff and realize that even though you have this story that could be such a source of shame in secret, once you bring it out to the light and start sharing it with people, you realize that it is such a gift that you actually have to give.
And you made it through.
And you made it through.
Yep. Yep.
I think that we don't want to shut the door on the past. We don't have to live in it, but we don't want to shut the door on it because it is such an asset to us.
And I think when you are, what I've noticed is if you are sharing with someone, the details of what you're sharing aren't nearly as important as the act of you sharing.
Right.
Because it gives them hope to say, maybe at some point I'll be able to do that too.
Yeah.
So it's not so much exactly what the story is. It's the fact that you're willing to tell them that story, because they can't imagine telling somebody a story at that point where they are in their recovery.
That helps people feel a sense of belonging.
Yep.
And that might be the first time someone feels like they belong to something for who they are in forever, in their whole life.
And they're not an outcast.
Right.
They're not by themselves.
Right.
And that's the hardest thing to ask for help, is you think you're the only one doing this. And when you do it, you go, oh, wow.
This is the unique quality of 12-step meetings beyond any other kind of help that people might get, where you have a room full of people who have had a shared experience, who are talking about it and kind of taking down that that shame.
Yep. Yep. So if you have any ideas or would like to add to what we're saying, please comment. And we would love to talk about what you have to say.
Please, if you are attending a 12-step meeting or part of a recovery fellowship, tell us about it. We definitely want to feature that on a future podcast.
That's right.
Thanks for listening. Keep coming back. Hit the like and subscribe.
Please. As always, we're not ashamed to beg.